She is the guru. Okay, let me know, friends, when I come to sit down, let me know if you need me to adjust the camera at all. If anything changes, let me know. Or give me some hearts if everything is okay. Okay, good, good. Okay, because I can always bring it down. All right, I'm just watching the chat to see if anything's coming through. Find that comfortable seat. Easy pose, Sukhasana. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that very much. Right, because I want to make sure you have a good experience, because my camera shows I'm all in frame. So if any time it doesn't look like it, just let me know and I will adjust. All right, so sitting up nice and tall. Let's just take a moment to arrive at practice. I know I'm feeling kind of amped up too, the energy from this week and all the events this weekend. I'm just feeling lots of energy. So I know this practice is very much needed to ground myself, to get centered for my fantastic birthday weekend. All right. So bring your shoulders over your hips. And if it feels comfortable and safe, then I invite you to close your eyes from top to bottom. And then just gently tuck your chin in. So in case your head is jutting forward, just gently pull the chin back and bring your neck into alignment. I watch people a lot. I'm an observer. I've always been. And so I look at people when I'm out in public, not like in a weird way. I just observe and I notice bodies, and I notice how people hold their bodies and how they stand, and posture, that's big. So I look at people's posture a lot, and I always think to myself, wow, they could probably benefit from some yoga. So, that's not just me being weird. That's what I do. So I look at people and I notice them jutting their chins forward, and I know it's from that chronic phone usage, right? So pull the head back. And when that happens, you might notice less tension on the shoulders and the back and the upper neck area, right? Because when we pull the head forward, we're putting all that strain, right? We're pushing the head forward. So pull that chin back, get an alignment. Good. Okay, just checking to see if there's anything else. Okay. And just gently bring the chin down. And then now, this is a perfect way to check in with our breath. So notice that breath as you inhale through your nose. Pressing down into your sitting bones, really ground down, grow the spine nice and tall, so reach the crown of your head towards the sky. And just check in here. Give yourself a moment to be still. Arrive at your practice and observe. We're going to switch our hats right now, right? And so take off our critical and judgmental caps, and let's put on our loving, kind, and compassionate hats so we can be gentle observers in our practice. So noticing, just doing a slow body scan from head to toe. Notice what's happening outside, noticing like any aches or pains. And then notice if there's any place where you can soften a little bit. Are you holding anything rigidly? And then become aware of how your breath is flowing in and out. Notice the rib cage expand with your breath. Notice the chest rise and fall with the inhales and your exhales. Now softening all of your facial features, softening through your jaw, your mouth, your teeth, your tongue, your throat, your hands, your feet. Just breathe here. And just know as we practice this evening that the thoughts will come up. And our job is just to let those thoughts float by like clouds in our mind sky. We do not need to engage. We can definitely acknowledge and say, okay, I see you, thought, right? Thought cloud, thought bubble, whatever you want to call it. Acknowledge it. And maybe it'll come back later, or maybe it won't. And that is one thing I really love about the practice of yoga, whichever practice I'm doing. The ability to show up to practice one way with all of these thoughts, all of these feelings, and then do the practice. And then it feels like 5 hours passes and I'm a different person and the same feelings are no longer there, right? Those feelings can change. As we move our bodies, we are moving those stuck emotions in our bodies. We're processing them, breathing through them, and letting them go. We don't need to hold on to them. So let go of anything that you do not need to hang on to anymore for the week, for the month, for the year. My friends, we're almost halfway through 2025. Like, really? So if there's anything that you have that you need to let go of, make it a conscious effort tonight to let it go. And then bring a little movement to your fingers, to your toes. Okay. And blink open your eyes. Let's come back to our space and let's get ready for our first shape. So, switching the crossing of our shins. We've been here for about 14 minutes, so it might be time to move a little bit. So if you want to take that move, just go ahead and switch the crossing of your feet. If you want to do some cats and cows here, just seated cats and cows, bring the heart forward, and then exhale round through the spine. Take them as slow as you like. No rush, right? Or maybe just be still. All right. So let's go ahead and come into a butterfly. Let's just kind of get into the low back and the hips just to kind of warm up. Now you're more than welcome to use a bolster underneath your knees, and then you can drape your legs over, or you can use blocks, or you can use a blanket underneath you. Bring the soles of your feet together. Okay. And then when you're ready, go ahead, exhale, round forward, bring your head towards your feet. And then depending on what feels good for you today, maybe you pull the feet in a little bit closer, or maybe you let the feet move away from your body and see how that changes the shape and the sensation. And then settle into a pose. We will be here for about 4 minutes. This is going to be a really nice grounding shape for us. So if we are feeling antsy, or if we've had like thoughts just kind of bouncing all over the place, this is going to allow us that kind of inward reflection. So take some time here and breathe. Let gravity do the work here. Allow that breath to gently expand the back side. So think of the back of your ribs expanding with the breath. And to get a little bit more sensation, maybe you tuck the chin in a little bit more towards your collarbones. So some nice, deep sensation in the outsides of the hips, the low back, right? The sacral area. And then depending on how much you tuck in your chin, the cervical spine too. Keep releasing with each exhale. Take that nice full breath in, and as you exhale, just release, let it go. Let the tension, anything you're holding on to, let it release with your breath. Keep grounding down and releasing, keeping that breath nice and smooth. All right, my friends. Carefully bring your hands down to the floor. Slowly inhale, rolling up. And then just notice where you are feeling sensation. I know for myself, I'm feeling it on the outsides of my hips. So I'm going to be very mindful as I come out, taking my hands on the outsides of my knees and then using my arms to bring my knees together. And then just walking the feet out. A nice little thing to do here is the windshield wiper side to side, but if there's something else that you would rather do that would feel better, go ahead and do that. We are going to come into a heart opener for the next shape. So you might want to use a few more props. For this one, it's just reclined bound angle. We're going to keep our legs the same way, basically. We can use props here and then some props behind the back and the head for that support. If you don't want to use that, you can use a bolster. You can just maybe prop it up a little bit with one block if you want to have a little bit lower of an incline. So use what feels right for you. I like to, for a yin practice, for me to make it feel more like a yin practice, I'm going to use blocks. But if I were doing like a restorative practice, I would make it super soft and cushiony, and I would use the bolster, and I would bust out my other blankets as well, so I'd have a lot of support. So for this, for me, it's just going to be one blanket and two blocks. One block at the tallest height for my head, the other block going sideways, so it can go across my back. And that's going to be the support. So this is the heart opener, but like I said, there's also a hip opener in it. If you do not want to do the lower half, if you want to keep the legs straight, that's always an option if you've already had enough hip opening. So reclined bound angle. We're only going to be here for 3 minutes. So when you are ready, let's get situated in our posture. All right. So I like to take my blanket and make a nice little roll. I have very sensitive ankles, so they need support. And plus, it gives your inseam, right? The legs here a little rest so they don't feel like they're coming too far apart. So you may need to adjust a little bit as you come into the shape. Just make sure when you come down, you make any adjustments for your hair if you have to. So once you come down into your shape, make any final adjustments. And you have options with your arms. You can leave your arms down alongside you. If you want to get a little bit more into the heart or into the chest, lung area meridians, you can bring your arms overhead, clasping elbows. So that's another option, might feel really nice. And you can try it out for a while. Or you can skip it all together. But here we go, 3 minutes in our reclined bound angle with our heart opener. And like I said, option if you like, if it's too much on the hips and you're done, just straighten your legs. No pressure. And that goes at any time. If you feel like you need to straighten your legs, go for it. Don't feel like you have to stay locked into a shape. You need to be able to breathe in it. So if we're holding our breath and it's too much, you've gone too far. Use your breath as a tool. Noticing the difference between pain and discomfort. So if it's painful, sharp shooting, snapping, those are all clues to come out. But if it's just kind of like that warm, dull, aching, uncomfortable feeling, let's breathe through that sensation. And if you cross the arms, switch the crossing so the other forearm is in front. Keep taking those nice, smooth, even breaths. Gently begin to deepen your breath here. And if you took the arms overhead, gently release them back down alongside you. Carefully bring your knees together. Take your hands, press the knees together, and then just pause here. Carefully walk the feet out. So you're kind of making that TP shape or pyramid shape with your knees. So let the knees knock in, the feet are wide. And just rest here for a moment. Just notice what you're feeling. How are the hip flexors feeling, right? If you took the legs, the knees bent out to the side, open in that butterfly shape, you might be feeling something here, a little stretch. So be gentle, be mindful. If the legs are straight, you should feel okay, right? All right, gently, you can press yourself up and come up the same way you came down, or you can carefully just kind of like roll off your blocks, use your hands on the floor to support you as you come up. So let's move those blocks off to the side. All right. So we might be feeling like we need a little movement. and that's fine. So take some movement, do what you need. For myself, I'm just gonna set up in a little cat and cow and see how that goes. Good, so inhale, and then exhale round through your spine. What you doing, little girl? You gonna join us again, or you gonna go over there and play? Just keep moving with your breath, noticing the sensation, how you're feeling. How are we doing, everybody? So far, so good? I'm just gonna pop over, see if there's anything in the chat. Anybody want to add anything else into the practice? All right, just check in. We're good. Okay, sending it right back to you. Thanks for the love, everybody. Oh, here she comes. She's bringing Chicky. Oh, see, this is what she does. When I vacate my spot, she automatically assumes it's her space. She's like, oh, great. Now I have the yoga mat. Look at this. Are you serious? Okay. Move it, mama. Over there. All right. We are going to come down into a child's pose, kind of getting us ready for a nice little shoulder stretch. So let's take the big toes together. If you want to use any props, use a blanket, use a bolster. For this, I'm just going to go sans props. I'm going with nothing, okay? So big toes together, knees are wide, and then we're going to bring ourselves down to the ground. If you want to make a little pillow with your hands, you can. We're not going to be here for too long. We're just going to take a minute in a regular child's pose, and then we're going to add on and do some shoulder work here. So just let those hips settle down onto the heels and breathe. And you're more than welcome to take any other arm variation. If you want to extend the arms forward, elbows on the floor, you can. Or if you want to be very active and press the palms into the earth, lift the elbows. These are all wonderful choices. And if the low back is feeling like it needs support, bring your knees together. That'll support the low back in a child's pose. All right, that was 1 minute in regular child's pose. Go ahead, we're gonna extend both arms forward if they are not already. Take one arm and weave it behind the other arm that's straight, and then come down onto that side. So my right arm is extended, my left arm is weaved underneath. I'm on the left side of my face, so I'm getting a nice little stretch for my shoulder here. If you are having shoulder issues and this does not work for you, please skip it. And then just come down into a regular child's pose and let your arms just kind of drape next to your body. So take the shoulders out of the equation completely and just breathe. So as we compress here, we're getting a nice stretch on the outside of the shoulder. And just keep taking those nice full breaths. Maybe you feel the rib cage expand. Maybe you feel the pressing of the rib cage against the knees and thighs. Good. Carefully, gently inhale, lift your head. Switch arms. So for me, it'll be the left arm straight, right arm weaves underneath. Good. And then just settling back into that child's pose. Let those hips be nice and heavy. If you need support, add a blanket or add a block. That is what they are there for, to allow you to stay in the pose a little bit longer. Right, just like in our practice for yin, we find the appropriate depth for each shape we take. It could look very different than last week, or it could be the same, or maybe we
Feel a little bit better? We can do a little bit more. So we take the appropriate depth, we hold still, and we hold for time, and we just breathe. We make this beautiful mind-body connection with our breath and stillness. Good. Carefully walk that hand back. Come back up. All right. Let us get a little bit more into the sciatica and some shoulders. All right. So we can take shoelace or half shoelace, whichever is going to work better for you tonight. Full shoelace is more like cow face legs. That's what we call if we're teaching hatha. But if we cannot, right, if this is not going to work for us for whatever reason, the knees, extend. Okay, I think this is where I might need to pop the camera down a little bit. Hi, girl, what is up? Oh, hi, Heather. Oh, either IT is being weird or my phone trying to say hello. Well, hello and welcome. Don't know if you're still there, if you were hanging out for practice or just popping in to say hey, but hey. Okay, so half shoelace, one leg straight, one knee bent across. Okay, we're good on the camera angle. I just want to make sure my foot's not too dirty, right? All right, so I'm going to take that full shoelace. Just be mindful, notice what foot is on top. We're going to take the eagle, like the eagle arm version, right? So we're combining like two shapes, or cow face legs and then eagle arms. We're going to take that opposite arm on top, right? And then this is where we're going to end up. So we're going to end up all wound up. So lovely. So for this one, we can just let the elbows rest on top of the chest. We don't need to lift the elbows nice and high, but you can definitely bring those palms away from your face. I'm just going to turn to a little bit of an angle. There we go. All right, now let's set the timer. Let's be here for 2 minutes. This is going to feel nice and intense, okay? But if you feel like you need to come out sooner, do so. Don't feel like you need to hang out in any shape that is not serving you, that is causing pain. Good. So grounding down through those sitting bones, you feel nice and even. You might feel sensation on the outside of your hips. Notice if there's any pressure or too much pressure in the knees. If there is, then come out of it and come into half shoelace. And just soften through your facial features. Relax your jaw. And breathe. Notice where any energy might feel stuck. Can you breathe into that area? Hold briefly at the top of your breath. Exhale, let it out, let it go. Think about how great it's going to feel to unwind these arms and get them off of the chest. It's going to feel so good. Good. Slowly on that exhale, unwind the arms. Good. Come back to center. Now, you can unwind the normal way, right? Conventionally, just unwind the legs. Or if you want to do something a little fun, I always offer this to the kids practice because kids are fun and they're goofy and they like to be silly and they like to know little tricks, like I'm letting them in on some like kind of secret that, nobody knows about. So for this, press down into your feet, use your hands, lift yourself up, and then you're just going to make a circle. And then you'll land with the other leg on top.
Woo, fun. Okay, so either you're taking full shoelace, right? Or you're taking that half shoelace. So decide what's going to work better for you. And we will start on the other side. So notice what leg is on top and get even on both sides. Good. And then notice the leg on top, and you're going to bring the opposite arm on top for the upper body portion. Again, if this is too much on the shoulders, right? Maybe it's, maybe you're doing elbow, forearm, palm together, or maybe you're just wrapping once, and then just letting the arm sit. So find your shape today, whatever that may be. Again, notice if there's too much pressure on that bottom knee when you come into this shape. If there is, you can take the half shoelace. And just let those arms rest gently. Again, releasing whatever tension you're holding. Wherever that energy is stuck, can you breathe into that space? Let it go with your exhale. I really try to. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's just age, or I really try to be tabula rasa every morning, like blank slate. Like I try to let go of whatever happened the day before. So I'm not carrying that same energy if it's heavy or ugly. I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to start fresh every day. But I know it's not easy. There's a lot of people, and at times I carry that around too, right? I keep rerunning the same thing, right, over in my head. And it's important when we know that happens. Okay, so carefully unwind, release, and then unwind the legs. If we notice our thoughts are doing that, ruminating, and they're constantly coming back to this same thought, right, that's giving us we're getting some kind of reward or validation or something, right, for having this thought. Maybe the feeling, the sensation the thought provides is familiar, right? So we talk a little bit about that in the trauma sensitive practice, just about emotions and sensations and trauma, and how trauma really does affect the brain. It alters how we think and process. So having a practice like this, a physical practice, to go hand in hand in supporting that healing process is just such a beautiful gift to have. So if there's anybody that or yourself, if you want to come join tomorrow morning, it's 10 a.m. It's about a 45-minute practice. It's hatha, it's not yin. It's going to be, very specific. There's things that we don't do in the regular practice, like certain postures we don't take in the trauma sensitive practice. So if you'd like to join, and if it sounds interesting, feel free to pop in. Mostly geared towards women, but men are always welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and come down to our belly. We're gonna take broken wing. So we're gonna get a little bit more into the shoulders. So broken wing here, down to the belly. I'm gonna take my left arm out to the side to start, right arm next to the body. Sorry, Mama, I know, am I infringing on your space? All right, we're also gonna get into the hips here. So carefully press that palm into the earth, and then that arm is winged out to the side. So you're gonna feel it on the front part of the shoulder. Remember the other time we were doing it, it was the outside. Hey, little girl, can you go lay down? Can you go lay down? That'd be really cool if you could go lay down. Can you go lay down? Here, come get Chicky. Come here. Chicky, come here. Okay, good girl. Okay, so top leg.
Betty girl, go lay down. Come on, sweet pea. Come on. Top leg opens up. Place that foot on the floor. All right, I can't, right? I can't. She's just staring at me. I can't do anything. Oh, Betty girl, you're so cute. Hi. Hi, Mama. Come here. Hi. I know, love bug. They're the best. I swear. I want like 20 more. All right, so this top leg, oh, hi. Yep, that's my mouth. My top leg is bent. My foot is on the floor. You can go deeper into the shape and pull the hip open a little bit more by using your knee. You're pawing at me. What do you want? What do you want? Hi, bug. I know. Practice is almost over. It's okay. Breathing here, opening up that hip. If you want a little bit more, you can bend the other knee as well. Over here. She just wants some loves. You just want some loves, huh, baby girl? All right. Hi. Come here. What's a good baby? Breathing here. Definitely feeling a nice shoulder stretch. Hmm. Good. Just keep breathing. If you need to come out sooner, do so. All right. Oh. Wow, that was the longest 2 minutes ever. Carefully press your hand down into the earth, right? And then just roll back onto your belly. Both hands can support you as you come up. I'm going to switch sides. Of course, Betty, you're going to go crazy with Chicky. Move it over. All right, how's the shoulder feeling? Good? Okay, other side. I'm going to take my right arm, wing that open out to the side. All right, it's like I got to do the worm to get over. All right, placing that left hand next to my chest, I'm going to press into the earth, roll open so I'm on my right side. Top leg again. I guess I didn't give a great explanation since Betty was distracting me. But you can keep both knees bent if that's better for you, if you just want to work on the shoulders. But if you want to add that hip, take that top leg, bend the knee, place the foot on the floor behind your straight leg, and then you can stay here. And then you can play with how far open you take that hip. And it's all about what feels right in your body. Don't force it to open more. Just listen. Again, where are you feeling sensation? Is there any place that you're holding it that you're like, wow, I could probably soften through here? So just notice where you're tight and then practice releasing with your exhales. How soft can you be in this shape? Obviously, some bones and muscles are supporting you to stay, but where can you notice muscles that are engaged that do not need to be?
All right, very gently roll back to your belly. Stay here on your belly for a moment. Make a little pillow with the backs of your hands. Rest your forehead. And just breathe here. Just let your body settle. And as you're ready, carefully take your hands underneath your shoulders and then just press yourself back. Take a brief little child's pose. But this time for your child's pose, bring the knees together so that your low back can be supported. And then just drape yourself over. Let the arms come alongside you. Let the head go. All right, staying for a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back up. Flip yourself over to your back. You're going to come down for a little bit more sciatic work. So take that right ankle, cross it over the left knee. So just a little figure 4 here. Take your hand, press it into the right thigh, just opening up through that hip. And this may be where you stay, or maybe you take it a little bit deeper. And if you're taking it deeper, you're going to take your hands behind the left knee, opening up through that right hip. Gently shift your left knee so it's in the same line with your left shoulder. Most of the time it's towards midline. Can we open that knee up? And then pull in. Breathing here. Keep the right foot flexed though. Keep pressing through the heel. Breathing here. Good. Gently release that foot. And then just let that leg continue the crossover. We're going to come into a twist on this side. Yes, I know we didn't do it on the other side. We're going to do 2 sides. We're going to do postures on this side, and then we'll go back, do figure 4, and then do the twist on the other side. So just stay with me, my friends. Okay, gently let those knees fall over to the left. A little twist here. If you want support, put a block, bolster, whatever you need, but make sure both of your shoulders are grounded. We're not going to be here for very long, just a few breaths. Wanted to get in a little twist here before we come to our final shape. So again, just noticing where you're holding. Check the arms. They should be nice and relaxed. The only thing doing any work here right now is this twist, the knees falling over. And we are doing our best to release and let go. And let the knees go as deep as they feel comfortable. And then grab that block or blanket or bolster and put it underneath the knee when you are at your max. Good. Slowly inhale, bring the knees back up. Unwind. And then before we head to the other side for figure 4, press down into your feet, lift your hips, just give yourself a little reset. If you want to do that a couple more times, you can. This is just to kind of realign the spine. Good. And then cross left ankle over right knee. Left hand comes to the inside of that right thigh or left thigh, just gently pressing the hip open, making some space here in the hip. And this is where you can stay, or if you want to go deeper, when you're ready, grab, interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, Gently shift that right thigh, that right knee in line with the right shoulder. Press through the left heel. Keep the foot flexed and then just keep pulling this thigh closer towards your chest. Breathing. Check in with that right foot. Is it engaged? Let it go. I just did the same thing. I was like pressing through the heel because one of them, I was pressing through both heels. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Did you see what just happened? Look at my foot looks like a thumbs up sign. Watch, it's going to do it again. That was hilarious. No, of course not. It's not going to do it again. That was funny. Anyway, got distracted. Keep pulling in. Yes. And then relax that right foot. Got another breath here. Exhale, drop that right foot. Let that left leg just continue the cross over, and then drop the knees over to the right. Use a block, whatever you need for support. Just ground down through both of your shoulders. So a nice spinal twist here. Let go wherever you can. Keep breathing. Keep using that breath to release. Good. Very gently inhale, bring the knees back up. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Bring your nose towards your knees. Give yourself a squeeze. If you want to rock side to side, you can. If there's anything else that you need, do that. But we are going to come down for our final resting shape in Shavasana. So when you are ready, you can join me. Let the feet roll open to the sides. Let the arms come alongside your body. If you want to place a blanket under your head, you may. If you want to put a bolster underneath your knees, you can do that as well. And gently rock your head side to side. Find that flat part on the back of your skull. Pausing here. And acknowledging the effort and the energy that you gave in this practice. And now we get to receive all of the benefits of all of those shapes, allowing them to integrate into our nervous system. I hope you feel grounded and open-hearted and nice and flexible in your hips and other joints. Let those eyes close, release any controlled breathing. And let us just be human beings right now. Nothing to think, nothing to do. Doing nothing can be good for you. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. And carefully reach your arms overhead, full body stretch, point those toes. And carefully roll over to one side and just pause for a moment. And then as you are ready, come up to your comfortable seat. We'll close our practice. How are we feeling, everybody? Good? All right. Lovely. How are the shoulders feeling? I think we did a good job targeting them today. All right. Sorry, I'm just taking my notes. Okay, friends, sitting up nice and tall. All right. Oh, I see some comments. Some people left some things to say. Okay, beautiful. How to modify for bad knee on top. Which pose? Which one, Patricia? Avi, I am so thankful for you, and I'm so happy that you found it helpful. Charlotte, awesome. Thank you. Minka, beautiful. You feel calmer. Beautiful. And that's what I love about this practice, right? Is that we can come up, we show up to this practice, and we can feel differently as we move through the practice. And hopefully we feel a bit different from when we started than towards the end, and like that's exactly what I was sharing with that group of seniors I was working with this morning, is that like, this is the gift of yoga, right? We show up one way to practice. We are having all sorts of thoughts and feelings and emotions. And, we're just kind of like ruminating in it. It's in us. And then we do this beautiful practice, whether if it's a yin practice or a hatha practice or restorative or a vinyasa flow, whatever kind of practice it is, it moves that stuck energy and we can come out feeling like a totally different person. Like, oh my gosh, like, wow, I am so glad I don't feel that way anymore. All right, Patricia, which one? Shoelace. So half shoelace, right? So if taking full shoelace doesn't work like this, it's going to puts too much pressure on the bottom knee, then take it into half shoelace. How's half shoelace? Is that still presenting an issue? Same problem with half. Okay, got it. So same problem with half. Even with, so you could do something like this, right? If it doesn't work, putting the foot on top, then bring it off to the side like you're doing Janu Shirshasana, and you can use a support with a block. See how that feels. Just something different, right? If it's just too much to put it on, right? Just take it off completely. Same idea, right? And then you can come forward if you want, or like how we did with the arms. Okay? All right, I hope that helps. And always feel free to ask in the pose too, because I want to make sure you're getting something out of it, right? I don't want you to be in pain. Okay, so let's go ahead and close the practice, friends. Your donations are always greatly appreciated and accepted. I appreciate whatever you can donate, okay? On your inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to our heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much for showing up. And I got to go run some errands because I'm taking myself to go see Dita Von Tess tonight over at the Venetian. I was like wanting to see that show. I love burlesque, and Dita Von Tess was really popular, 20 some odd years ago. So I am going to go run a couple errands, do a little grocery shopping because the show isn't till 9 p.m. and that is so late, but I am very excited to go. So yeah, that's my first birthday present. Well, okay, maybe like the third, but that's going to be like the first official birthday present to myself. I'm just going to take my happy butt by myself and go watch this woman perform. I'm so excited. I may have gotten a couple things for myself recently this past month. So anyway, all right, friends, I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for the trauma sensitive yoga practice for sexual abuse survivors. It'll be series number 4. Thank you very much. I'm so excited for my birthday. It's on Tuesday and I will be 44, if you can believe that. That is insane. I cannot believe it. That's wild. I don't know where the time went. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. I feel better than I did in my 20s because I don't do all the things I did in my 20s anymore, right? Right? Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. Yes, I am feeling fab. Absolutely. Yeah, way better. Way better. Yeah. Ditching alcohol and all those bad habits and making sure I sleep and I exercise and I eat well and I manage my stress. Gosh, what a game changer. Woohoo! Jill, it's been 9 years for me. So that's been a major victory in my life of quitting booze. So I like to talk about that sometimes. So yeah, thanks. And you too. Yeah, I know, right? Who'd have thought if you get rid of all the bad habits, your life gets better and you feel better and you have more energy and you sleep better and you're not a crab all the time? Who'd have thought? And lessening the coffee consumption also helps too. Yeah. If I drink too much coffee, I'm a little bit of a nightmare. Just ask the girls I work with on Sunday mornings and Monday mornings. I like turn into a jittery mess by 12 p.m. I'm like, I should have eaten something. All right. All right, friends, enough blabbering. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Memorial Day, and I will see you tomorrow or I will see you next Friday. Okay, so enjoy your night and drink your water. All right.